How I Learned English in 6 Months. The Complete Guide. Introduction. 6 months. That is approximately 180 days. For some people, 6 months is not enough time to go to the gym or read a few books. But for me, 6 months was the time I needed to change my life completely. 6 months ago, I could not understand a movie in English. If a tourist asked me for directions on the street, I would freeze. I felt nervous, I felt shy, and honestly, I felt a little bit stupid. I knew the basic words like cat, dog, and table, but I could not speak. Today, I can watch movies without subtitles. I can have deep conversations with people from around the world. I can work in English. And the most important thing, I am not afraid anymore. How did I do it? Did I have a magic pill? No. Did I move to London or New York? No. Did I spend thousands of dollars on expensive teachers? No. I built a system. I treated English not like a school subject, but like a lifestyle. In this video, I am going to tell you exactly how I learned English in 6 months. I will give you my full schedule, my techniques, and the psychological tricks I used to trick my brain into learning. This is a long story, but if you watch it to the end, you will have a complete map to your own fluency. Are you ready to start your journey? Let's go. Chapter 1. The Mindset Shift. Before I opened a textbook, I had to open my mind. The biggest problem for most students is not grammar. It is not vocabulary. It is attitude. For years, I told myself, I will learn English someday. Do you know what someday means? It means never. Someday is a dangerous word. It makes you feel good, but it requires no action. So step 1 was simple. I set a deadline. I looked at the calendar and I marked a date exactly 6 months in the future. I told myself, by this date, I will be fluent enough to have a 30-minute conversation with a native speaker comfortably. This deadline created pressure. Pressure is often seen as a bad thing, but for learning, it is necessary. When you know you only have 180 days, you don't waste time. You don't skip days. I also stopped trying to be perfect. In school, teachers correct every mistake. This makes us afraid to speak. We think, if I make a mistake, I will look foolish. I decided to change this rule. My new rule was, make mistakes, but do not be silent. I realized that communication is more important than perfection. If I say, he go, instead of he goes, people still understand me. That is success. Perfection comes later. In the beginning, you just need to survive. Chapter 2. The First Month. The Foundation. The first month is the hardest. It is like pushing a heavy car. At first, it doesn't move. You push, and nothing happens. But you cannot stop. In month 1, I focused on 2 things: core vocabulary and input. The 80-20 rule. There are over 170,000 words in the English language. That is scary, right? But here is the secret. You don't need them all. In fact, native speakers use only about 2,000 to 3,000 words in 90% of their daily conversations. I used the Pareto principle, or the 80-20 rule. I focused on learning the most common 1,000 words first. I didn't learn words like apricot or screwdriver. I learned words like think, go, want, because, who, where. I used apps like Anki and Quizlet. I didn't just read the words, I put them into simple sentences. Context is king. Don't memorize a list. Memorize phrases. The silent period. For the first month, I didn't try to speak much. I was in the input phase. Imagine your brain is a cup. You cannot pour water out. Speaking until you pour water in. Listening and reading. I listened to podcasts for English learners. These are slow, clear, and easy. I listened while I washed the dishes, while I walked to the bus, while I exercised. I surrounded myself with the sounds of English. Even if I didn't understand everything, my brain was getting used to the rhythm and melody of the language. Chapter 3. Creating the Bubble. By the second month, I realized something important. I live in a country where people do not speak English. How could I immerse myself? I created an artificial English bubble. If you cannot go to England, bring England to your house. Here is what I did. Phone and laptop. I changed the language of my phone, my computer, and all my social media accounts to English. This is annoying at first. You will struggle to find the settings button, but it forces your brain to see English words 50 times a day. YouTube diet. I stopped watching videos in my native language. If I wanted to watch a cooking video, I searched for it in English. If I wanted to watch news, I watched BBC or CNN. I promised myself, entertainment is only in English. Sticky notes. I put labels on everything in my apartment. The mirror said mirror. The fridge said refrigerator. The door said door. It looks crazy to your guests, but it works. Every time I opened the fridge, I saw the word. This bubble meant that I could not escape English. It was everywhere. My brain started to accept that English is not a lesson I do for 1 hour. English is the air I breathe. Chapter 4. The Speaking Stage. Months 3 and 4 were the output phase. I had enough words. I could understand slow podcasts. It was time to speak. But I had a problem. I had nobody to speak with. I was too shy to find a tutor, and my friends didn't want to practice with me. So I talked to the best listener I knew, myself. Technique 1. Narration. I started narrating my life. When I was making coffee, I would say out loud, "Okay, I am taking the cup. Now I am pouring the hot water. Where is the spoon? Ah, here it is." I know what you are thinking. This is crazy. People will think I am mad. Maybe. But do it when you are alone. This connects your thinking to your mouth muscles. You realize which words you don't know. If I didn't know the word for spoon, I would immediately check it on my phone. Technique 2. Shadowing. This is the most powerful technique for pronunciation. I would play a YouTube video with subtitles. I would listen to one sentence, pause the video, and repeat it exactly like the speaker. I copied their speed, their emotion, and their intonation. I didn't just read the text, I acted it. If the speaker was angry, I repeated it angrily. If they whispered, I whispered. This trains your mouth to move in new ways. English muscles are different from your native language muscles. You need to go to the mouth gym. Shadowing is that gym. Chapter 5. Writing to think. Speaking is fast. You don't have time to correct your grammar. But writing is slow. Writing allows you to think. In the 4th month, I started keeping a daily journal. Every evening before bed, I wrote 100 words about my day. Today I went to work. It was raining. My boss was angry because I was late. At first, it took me 20 minutes to write 10 sentences. I had to look up every second word. But after 2 weeks, it became easier. Writing helped me find the holes in my grammar. I would write a sentence and think, wait, is it I went or I have gone? Then I would go to Google and learn the rule. This is much better than reading a grammar book from page 1 to page 100. I learned grammar when I needed it. I also used tools like ChatGPT or Grammarly. I would write my text and then ask the AI, please correct my mistakes and explain them. It was like having a free teacher available 24/7. Chapter 6. The Advanced Phase. By month 5 and 6, things started to change. I wasn't translating in my head anymore. In the beginning, the process looked like this. 1. Hear English word. 2. Translate to native language. 3. Think of answer in native language. 4. Translate to English. 5. Speak. This is slow and painful. But around month 5, I started to think in English. How? By stopping translation. If I saw a table, I didn't think of the word in my language. I visualized the object and thought, table. I also started consuming real content. No more slow podcasts for learners. I watched Friends, The Office, and YouTube videos for native speakers. I struggled. Real people speak fast. They use slang. They swallow words. Instead of, what are you going to do? They say, what you gonna do? I learned to relax. I realized I don't need to understand 100% of the words. If I understand 70%, I can understand the story. This relaxed attitude helped me enjoy the content. And when you enjoy something, you learn faster. I also finally found a speaking partner. I used apps like italki and Tandem to find people. I was still nervous, but because I had practiced talking to myself for 2 months, I was ready. The first conversation was awkward. The second was better. The 10th was fun. Summary. The 3 golden rules. So, looking back at my 6-month journey, what really mattered? It wasn't the specific book I used. It wasn't a special app. It came down to 3 golden rules. Rule number 1. Consistency beats intensity. It is better to study for 30 minutes every day than for 10 hours once a week. Your brain needs sleep to store information. If you skip 3 days, you slide back. I didn't miss a single day in 6 months. Even if I was sick, I listened to a podcast for 10 minutes. Rule number 2. Input must be interesting. If your textbook is boring, burn it. Find materials that you actually like. If you like cars, read about cars in English. If you like makeup, watch makeup tutorials in English. The topic will keep you interested when the grammar gets hard. Rule number 3. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Learning a language feels weird. You feel like a child. You cannot express your complex thoughts. Your personality feels limited. This is normal. Accept the discomfort. Embrace the awkwardness. Every time you make a mistake, you are one step closer to fluency. Conclusion. 6 months ago, I was silent. Today, I am speaking to you. The journey was not easy. There were days when I felt tired. There were days when I felt like I was making no progress. This is called the learning plateau. But I kept going because I had my deadline and my goal. You can do this too. You have the same brain as me. You have the same 24 hours in a day. The only difference between a person who speaks English and a person who doesn't is persistence. Don't wait for the perfect time. The perfect time is now. Start your 6-month challenge today. Write your date on the calendar. Change your phone language. Say your first sentence out loud. Imagine where you could be in 6 months. You could be applying for a new job. You could be traveling without fear. You could be understanding your favorite songs. The future version of you is waiting. Don't let them down. If this video inspired you, please hit that like button. It really helps the channel and helps other learners find this guide. And tell me in the comments, what is your biggest challenge with English right now? Is it speaking, listening, grammar? I want to know, and I reply to all comments. Don't forget to subscribe to English Parchment for more stories and guides like this. I'll see you in the next video. Keep learning and never give up.